Yeah.
That was Arms, as I'm sure you know. Well, the junior high school band rendition of that. We have a few students who want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hi. What inspired you to be a singer?
Well, singing is something I actually don't even remember choosing to do. Apparently, I've just been doing it my whole life. I started when I was like 3. My mom would dress my brother and I up in little matching outfits, and we would like perform songs for the family. I don't remember that, so I apparently just loved it from forever. And but I remember like singing in church and like doing all the theater programs when I was in school, and I took, I was in the choir, and then I was in like the cooler choir that was like harder, and then I was in I did like summer camp. I did the theater camp in the town that I grew up in, and so I was always singing, and I found myself in singing. It was like that's the part of me that never changed. Like I was like, I have no idea who I am and what I want to do, but like I always sung, so I didn't even realize I always knew what I wanted to do, because I guess it was just always singing, and but that was just such a part of me, I didn't even think about it. And and I've just continued to do that, and I eventually started to write music when I taught myself how to play the guitar and the piano, because I was so bad at playing other people's songs. I just learned on my own and wrote my own, and I'm still that way.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm JC.
Hello.
Hi guys. How did you get started in your musical career?
I was waitressing in Los Angeles, like 1.5 million other musicians, and this kind of magical thing happened where a friend of mine, actually my best friend on the planet, she grew up with a choreographer on the TV show called So You Think You Can Dance. They grew up together in Canada, and it was kind of like this really random, sort of lucky moment where my best friend sent a song of mine to this girl and was like, you should check this out and put it on your show, like kind of just kidding. And Stacy was like, okay, I will. And then like that happened, and at 8 p.m. on June 30th, 2010, my whole entire life changed, kind of like Cinderella. Like I was waitressing, the day before, and then the next day I flew to New York City. But that's like what really happened. But before that was like years of songwriting and years of like, trying to put my music out into the world and meet people and play open mic nights. And YouTube is great today. So like I was putting up all these songs on YouTube and covers, and then all my own original songs, and I was just kind of putting myself out there so that when the moment happened, like when that crazy magical moment happened where someone kind of discovered me, it was like I existed on the internet, like they could find my music and they could like send it around to people, and then I went into the studio and made like a demo, which many people do, but it's good to just have your music somehow recorded, even if it's kind of crappy, and which mine was, just whatever, just demos, and that demo ended up being a little song called Jar of Hearts, and that was the song that was on that TV show.
What is your song that you think you are most proud of?
Well, they're all kind of like my babies, It's kind of hard to have a favorite, but I guess there's this specific feeling I get when I sing Jar of Hearts in a show or on a radio station or in my living room. It doesn't really matter where I play and sing that. There's this feeling of gratitude, like that's the song that kind of changed my life and made all my dreams come true. And so there's kind of this special feeling and this special thing that surrounds me in that song. And also it's how I get to know you, and it's how I got to know the world. And it's like, when I'm playing a show, it's the song that everyone sings the loudest. And so there's this element, of magic there that I can't really comprehend some days. So I think I'm most proud of that song also because, you know, I wrote it in my pajamas in my parents' house. Uh, and like I had no idea anybody was going to hear it. And there's something really special to like, you know, a song that's written even if nobody hears it, you know, like now as because I'm a professional musician and you know, I just finished writing album 2 and I know people are going to hear it and it's got this, you know, just another level to it. But Jar of Hearts is like just this unencumbered kind of like free-spirited song that I was like sitting in my, you know, in my PJs writing it and I meant, you know, every word of it. So I'd say that song. Sorry, that was a really long answer.
I'm Jenna. And
Hello. Hello.
So what was it like to have your song on Twilight?
Oh my gosh. Well, don't tell anyone. We're sitting in my little office. Can you guys see over here? I literally still have the book covers like framed on my wall from like 2008. Like that's how big of a Twilight fan I am. So that was a pretty magical day for me. I didn't think that it was possible. I remember I was walking through my record label's offices, and I just signed a record deal with Atlantic Records. This is like July 2010, and like I see the soundtrack on the wall, you know, like the plaque, and I'm like, what? Do you guys do that? You know? And they're like, oh yeah, you know, it's ours. And so in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, like maybe one day I could like, you know, write something because at the time I think Eclipse had just come out. So I had time, you know, to do Breaking Dawn or whatever. And so I just kept it in the back of my mind, and I wrote a letter to the universe, and I was like, dear universe, please let me have a song on the Breaking Dawn soundtrack, you know. And so it was just one of my wishes, you know, one of my goals.
My name is Ashley.
Hello, Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. What brand of makeup do you use?
Makeup? Wait, MAC, I guess. I have like all your standard MAC stuff. I guess like the bronzer I use a lot and the blushes. I also use Makeup Forever as like a foundation. I use a Yves Saint Laurent mascara, and I use like a MAC eyeliner. I use what's that? Oh crap! I got a really cute new blush. Is it called Mars? Is that the brand? Let me get it. I'm in my pajamas. I'm sorry, I just woke up. It's NARS. Ta-da! It's like the hottest new thing. It's kind of shimmery and pink. It's kind of it.
What kind of sports did you play when you were little?
I was such a giant fan of basketball because I was little and fast, and like this is before I grew. I was like maybe in like 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade I played basketball, and I loved it. Because before I had glasses, and then I got contact lenses, and then I was so fierce. I was like, because I wasn't afraid of the ball anymore, and so I did really good. But that was really it. I tried soccer when I was like really little. I did like ballet and all that stuff, but my favorite thing of all time was the theater program and the music program. Definitely don't think I thought about it recently. If I wasn't in the music program and if I wasn't in the theater program, I don't think I ever would have moved to LA when I was 21 and believed in myself, because you know it's so great to have people telling you all the time that you're doing a great job and that you know can do it, and all the people in my music program were so wonderful that they gave me so much courage to do it. And I thought about that recently, and so you guys should all stick with your music program. It's really rad.
Well, what advice would you give someone who really wants to be a singer?
Advice I would give someone. Well, there's a lot I think that I would say. I feel like the most important thing I think is to not give up when it gets really hard, because so many people do, which I feel like is why it separates the people who actually do it and the people who don't. Because at one point it gets really hard and it gets really challenging and it gets really tiring, and you know, whatever it is, like say it's, for me, everybody's story is different. For me, it was like the working at a restaurant for like 16 hours a day, or like I'd work at a cafe and then I'd work at a, you know, a dinner night thing, and it was like, you know, I'm working 16 hours a day. How am I going to sing, or how am I going to work on my music? And you just get really tired. And then, you know, people say no, and people don't like your music, or people like, you know, don't call you back, or don't write you back, or, you know, like there's just like all this stuff that goes with trying to chase a dream. And, you know, it's the courage of actually getting up and leaving your hometown, or going to the place where you need to be to make this thing happen. And that's really scary. And there's so many challenges that, you know, you face whenever you leap like that. You know, you have to like jump and like literally not be with one foot still on the ground. You know, like the people that kind of like sort of go for it are just the ones that sort of go for it, you know. And then I think there's a very distinct difference between the people that jump. And like I said, you know, just not giving up when it does come to that. It's like you just break through this wall, or to like the next dimension. You know, it's like you just have to push. You have to push. You have to believe in yourself. You have to surround yourself with people who love you instead of people who make you feel awful. And there's like all these layers to it. And if you do all that, you know, you have just such a chance at like doing the thing that you're afraid of. That's the other thing. Oh my God. I have so many gray hairs that like I've grown in the past 3 years from playing on television, because it's so scary. Oh my God. There's like, you know, this little man that comes over and he's like 10 seconds, and you're just like you threw up in your throat for sure. You know, it's like, it's so scary. But like if you're not doing the thing that scares you, you know, like then you're just coasting. You're just like settling, and you're just kind of like easy street, you know. And I feel like, at least for me, it wasn't until I did the thing that terrified me, which all along was my favorite thing ever, which was singing and playing in front of people. But until I did that, I didn't feel really alive. You know, I don't mean to sound cheesy, but that's kind of my story. And so anybody who wants to be a singer, I would say sing, go and do it, and be afraid, and challenge yourself, and don't look back. You know.
Me and everyone else were wondering if you could sing maybe just a little bit of the song.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna play you guys a brand new song. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, this is a song. It's called Run. It's gonna be on album 2, and it's one of my favorite new little jams. It's kind of bluesy, and I wrote it by myself in London, and it goes like this. Why do I breathe with what's beating in my chest? Think I've done better now, 'cause I can't get any rest, 'cause I keep trying to find happiness in everybody else. Please move that finger that's been pointing to my mistakes. I want no part in the feelings your words make, so let go and let me love you today. You're so damn difficult. You lose the heart in your head. fast as I can. I can feel everything, I can feel your emptiness. I don't believe there's a way out of this mess unless I can forgive all your sins. I will love, I'll never love again. Again. See right through. See, I'm just like you. Watch me stumble, watch me choose. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. Your soul is down difficult. You lose the heart in your hand. I can't believe you made me wait for it. No, one understands why I best as I can. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Keep up all the good work, okay? And come see my shows. I'm gonna meet all of you.